ansa osane contract that mas na inano anasa ansa na obesane inano na owogidie wo Mikel Arteta ni project mze dabi no ombetime achieve feat bi ze yentie Declan Rice.
Great night for this club.
He just started and we hadn't even cut to us yet. I said, how are you feeling? And he launched into it, Dan. Go on, you've got the player of the match trophy in your hands.
Yeah, back to back. Look, I think it's just such a special night for this club. I sensed it before I signed to the club that we was on an upward trajectory as a club, and you know, I felt it in the players we've got and the direction we want to go in. It's been tough in the Premier League because we lost that last year on a point. This year it slipped away from us, but in this competition we've done amazingly well, and this club's going to do special things over the next few years. We all fully believe it. We have full trust in this manager. He's unbelievable.
When in some branch friend said Declan Rice did 2 jobs to the game and on a pay. You don't want some Lamam so now me fun two and him say game so I will get say premiers and 2-2 of the others intertibino and some share 2 my buy and share 2 no after the game you tribute Thomas Muller and he was answer Thomas Muller yet is a season and their contact only buy one abana here Nadina who can for future yentie Thomas Muller on the future.
You announced that you're leaving Bayern, which we are a lot of people are very, very sad about that.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea where we're going to see you play?
I think in the next 1, 2, 3 months. My contract is until end of July. World Cup. So I have time. I have time to find the right mindset, to check some ideas, and then we will see.
Is there a chance that we can do this interview next year in the Champions League? We can do it again?
The chances are everywhere. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know yet.
And you don't want to say?
No, I don't know yet. I was just focused on playing football today and the last 10 days. I think the time will come in June when I have some weeks off, 1 or 2 weeks off.
And then you will find your way.
Yes.
And now you got to focus on finishing the job in the Bundesliga.
The problem in this job is in 2 days we have an away game in Heidenheim. So
it's not a problem. It's a challenge.
Hard.
Friend said Thomas Muller did 2 jobs to the gamer. And on a pair this answer so now runs Mamma Bra. A branch of friends said Gabriel Martinelli share go no a second goal no Nadamas and we winner no a queen Gabriel Magalhaes and on ne family to almost celebrate go no Mamma Sata Mabrana Gabriel Magalhaes shout one in the family yeah. Yes, I know ya Brabrantia Fansa Gabriel Martinelli, this second go no tuja, and some Nadama Sana Fabrantia Fansa Gabriel Magalhaes, you know, also a proud for the rest of the season. No, what means here come from us and none in the family. Almost some nice celebrities are going to do some no, and some Naman Wojmedin Sunama Martin Odegaard. One year Captain Adamas and Abubako no say, Woman make his statement Gasiapa. No more prepare for Paris and Jemetimo, Homo enemies on Betima go all the way to the finals. Yentia Martin Odegaard.
The 2 games, first game at home really, and 3 goals. Of course, nice to go into this game with a lead. But I think again today we show that we're a team who can manage to win in many different ways. We had to suffer a little bit, but I think you see in the second half we managed to use the ball, and really proud of the team for winning as well here today. So great.
It's very rare that Real Madrid in 2 games don't have the opportunity to say, oh, it's going Real Madrid's way, it's going that way. But it just hasn't happened. You felt on the pitch that it wasn't going that way at all.
I just feel like we were ready, for the challenge. And as I said, proud of the team. Some moments you have to suffer always against this team, but I think we did so well, to defend the box and also to use the ball. I think second half we managed to do that better. And then we get the momentum a little bit back of the game and the 2 goals as well. So brilliant performance.
Did it feel to you in the take some water? Did it feel to you in the last 10 minutes of the first half that we can actually attack and nothing's going to happen? We can, as in in your own box that you can go forward, you can be a little bit braver.
Yeah, I think the tricky thing with Madrid, you know, that you use the ball. Sometimes the players up front that don't run as quick back as they run forward. So when you get some passes together, use the ball, then you get more space, you know. And I think that's what we did really well in the second half. We used the ball more. We got some passes together. That's how we scored the first goal. And yeah, they had to go forward as well. And we know we're dangerous on the counters as well. So yeah, I think we did really well to.
Yes, and when in some Arsenal captain friend say Martin Odegaard to after the game. You don't want some Gama Mojibadin so now you for Europa League and my main fun to and I was in quarter finals and second leg in a bus when na Athletic Club Bilbao team no normally Rangers ball sounds na entran from for team no but Tottenham was be Lazio team name na Bodo Glimt or and of Manchester United team no ngani Olympic Lionel Bonina no ayabra 7 pm banana dri and as games in the Tobiano no pay ya don't want some ngama mojumedi nso anya grokra na mame mfantu wanim se owure fense ika kasia so former goalkeeper enso ngadema madri bobo konoko ayade se Instagram awoye post we na de all kan se ngade so ojire pass omo league no ana fe ade se UEFA Champions League no mafrimu de namum La Liga na fe Copa del Rey na was Madrid team no betima gide so amna so ana opede sansam no enso ngama mojuma de so na Luka Modric anu edu ba bi no so free bench na buy na Luka Modric ya tise we ebetima in the last season na wusi akan edema Madrid bobo no mo jide pass sunsum ne penanso nam na emrenti season and they likely say Luka Modric so no ebetim so ngada na need free Madrid bobo no makwa era no pedi sanse mema mo jimede ni so na mame mfon to the no game a course between Madrid and Arsenal ni na no yet say Brazil official bi enso ngabe sa game ni bi the meme say kan say Brazilian Football Federation no and the team so Sunday no say and as almost man is omra nanka no opinion for say aya Carlo Ancelotti Mexia na no medin komo yetiza kwan bia so Brazil team no aya nim say no se betima kan opinion for say Carlo Ancelotti ngade ma Brazil na sheti mena no pai yede sanse ma de ma mojumedi ezua ni na ne die to donza ebeto dwasa na bia na Carlo Ancelotti antimemfa madi team na ntiman qualify na bia na Real Madrid team na timaja na kwan anope ma memfonto wanim se empen focus e bi ombeja na kwan a enye se Champions League na wafiri mu ntia nemu no o mo twan se season betima ande onza no Copa del Rey finals bo ana fe La Liga no so no wo ka team za no betima dia Madrid team ni kaunam say omum na the second position anya grokra and yet say bia season and dia na betima say Carlo Ancelotti na betina ana say bi obetima kwani na no e die to dwana no pai yede sansam ngamam na mum yet say David Alaba season and dia obetima kwa sanso ana Brent Fensa Rodrigo Goes no bi obetima ton nam say omum na shasia omunya ofesa anya grokra so office na be na bi yanku adia o Brent Fensa e Rodrigo no obetima ton no no so sama watima gwano enso na die to dwanso sanso na Bente Fensa Felamendi no e left back de Madrid team ni na no ya tisam sama team so na jana kwa ni na no e die to dwanwo sense mi na no ya de so no e to de matefo djuma die so ni na no so na diaba na mame mfantu wanim sa Abrante Fensa Bukayo Saka enu akoyo fa so de say after some penalty ni na no say obenya first goal di match na no wase no say ade so penalty ni no na sala na ofim sa kwa bia so no obetu so na she goal di match na nti anya no wonam say o say penalty ni wa mana mu na bam or remaining focus na o jide pass kwa bia so no Bukayo Saka no ebetu so na to atena di match na ampani no timi she goal so na di match no jide pass o mu wi anim Safino jiwe Champions League na team no ebetim so na gidi so na so ani yes Abrante Fensa ayan Bukayo Saka enso na dia todwa na no pai yede sanse ma de ma mojumede so ni na no enso na die todwa na mame mfonto de service and company aye manager de ma ba mo nchi boboko no wo se na no wo musa o mo so na time free mu egu omo ni maseda na ojitu mpasa first leg no adasa omunya omumenta sa moment omunya ni na nkasa Bayern team no team su ya bibi nanso omo squander chances ni na ojitu mpasa de betima bo sese ni sa uko Bundesliga na omo so na compete panti ha dwisa Bayern team no ntima qualifier omo nso ntima kopie wa semi finals ade won sam no enso amamo jumade so no o se ontime mlemu obia team ni ina ntima qualifier de won sam no enso amamo so anya grokra na ebusa ne sa ansa defender na efense Kim Min-jae no okon Bayern team na noma enso nyansha dan koye na boy na santa ma no sia kai enso ngadema Napoli no na ne modi boso ani e panadenti ana Kim Min-jae ba Bayern Munich team na noma koye ana se boy na bepie mo Germany no enoma koye pana ebia mo na muhu ye na ojide pansa boy no oba na adaptation ni ade no enwo behia se no behia time na ojitu mpasa Bundesliga na na mode mbotima so ni epanu kan bi na Bayern team no omo mele di Bundesliga na ya de wonsam no enso ngama mojumade no so ye busa ne sa na ngabante fone sa ye Thomas Muller so no ne contract ne nsam se na sitie ana so Thomas Muller enso ngagusu ye player ya de Bayern team ne mo no ye ntwe na season ne ndiansa na obetim so ngakaza ya de afa contract obetim akasa de afa ne mo no at the moment de yan sa obetim so ngatoto noma na noma nkoya Bayern team no enso ngatimi free mu nyina no obetim so correct na Bayern team no na season no and almost what makoye enso ngadama Bayern boboko na ni na no aye die to dwa wonsensem na no ye dem so ma ye tie funa no pani agina so na ye de amano ni nsem na sia Prince Akwaba
single major
na ho ye de
tweda mponya nkopa da bibia de na akram
okay o ma wakamu say bibia e fan de Philip
so welcome me because me nya bibia right kotokone Real Madrid game no so Madrid game no me catch us Madrid game no me catch us bibia ni we besi I was emphatic and I was very emphatic say Madrid game no enya bibia besi
breaking news about this year say Virgil van Dijk has signed a contract.
Oh, okay.
That's very good.
Van Dijk.
So already near the can
Prince, I think Prince I can answer me.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah extended during his analogy. No, Castle also is on the verge. Yeah. So for now, the player will feel my Trent.
And
Trent is
very, very good for Liverpool.
And it's a morale boost.
So these three players need free move. This Samana Kebehomo.
Yeah.
Who are the proper replacement and combiner at this point in time to replace Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold?
And one thing too is obvious. It's a right back no. Omodi Amakono Bradley.
Yeah.
It's a Bradley na right back no. They are not looking into the market. So Omoko for number 2 and Liverpool fans now. Omo here now. Omo sign tie no. Inti na omo nse.
Okay, Prince. Shasiamai.
Yeah. Yengwemu enra games no etimi ba so talking about the Real Madrid and the remontada unza mi di kan be fia be kan say amanfo bi e remonta but man etimi am father nan so we were expecting Real Madrid some etimi remontada no but obon so koye obon ka de menye sure so mutimi twere remon numpo ansa na tada number because to lose at your own home ground no very, very bad. But let's go into the game. Near here some incidences they see in the game, Kakra. So where the first 11 are these two teams at the room. And now I did some work here. And I may make us say, me analogy, how I feel, say, and that's how I see things. No, if Carlo Ancelotti started some particular players, no, but some particular lineup, and I say, strategy going into the game, a bet me a for Madrid to at least put pressure and throw some guns at Bobokro from Arsenal. But any time a lineup nearby, me ho no man mu se menya call. Na Philip. Me pick a call now say, Bema, osa de David Alaba mo ahase o. Na me say chairman obey. I posted a video there. But me who line up and I'm could delete because I started conceding defeat with the lineup nebe toja. Yesterday, we making some emphasis here on the starting lineup of Madrid. They shall say in the first leg, it didn't go in favor. And the first starting lineup, it wasn't the one that look at this lineup. One person was seen the DB. It was David Alaba, Lucas Vasquez as the left and right backs. Let's not forget, Arsenal are my biggest asset in your team, Bukayo Saka. And we saw from the evidence of the first leg when Bukayo Saka wasn't fully fit. Of free injury by about one game, and even one game, no, we're more 90 minutes yet, man, some match fitness keke. And on the by me into the Madrid game. But in the first leg, we also saw how he dismantled a branch friend David Alaba. And I said it here. Say already David Alaba comparison to Frank Garcia. But at this point in time, David Alaba is coming from the back of an injury. And even time Onyem Pride, not a performance may drop it. Not to take away the performance or the Abama club football over the years. And I said the world of football over the years. We are talking about David Alaba now. The fitness level it is saying, the form it is saying. He's not being his own self. Even before so Bepra. And Oprakoba, and we've seen some games our ball very, very bad. And I said it. Sir Franga said you cannot make a bigger case for him because on also live up to the Ballon. But to play an unfit David Alaba, I will lose you from against Abrante FM Bukayo Saka. It will be better to play Frank Garcia rather than David Alaba. Because it's a major risk that you are taking. And it displayed in the first leg. Why then do it again in the second leg? Why then do it again in the second leg? The floor. And then make a simple fear say, I said it said. I say, oh, I'll take a class, Sibayos, or maybe I want to be money. Just of fringe never. But per the make us say sources and mini NHS and not obey me abo. And truthfully, say no be game ni be. It's equal say me first 11. I was expecting Luka Modric to start in the midfield. I brought a friend Federico Valverde as the number 2. About 2 now, we all know Otimi Serge forward, Otimi Beshe Finfin Babu and Finfin for no, and Oputi Valverde on Abrante FN Martinelli, MS match, Obe outplay Martinelli. And even with that, no, Obe said to me, I'm a Martinelli, no more drop it back. Instead of Lucas Vasquez. Just imagine, Martinelli showing Lucas Vasquez na down man. He will feel free, say Obe attack him more. But if he lose up, no say Federico Valverde na down man, a bel limit no. Someone like Frank Garcia, those I'm not saying the comparison, I'm saying the competition with David Alaba and Kobe come out on top. No. I'm talking about Bukayo Saka rather. Frank Garcia and to me matching the boot for boot. But yesterday we know say Frank Garcia, no matter the opponent or face, you know, don't say he hasn't been outstanding. But I'll try so always so back on him. How many times or called him? David Alaba played the first and the second leg. When to me and that surgeon runs now, Frank Garcia kakano the MI, you know. Those say it wasn't that productive enough. But at least it would have helped Madrid. Oh man, yes, I did, you know. And on the 7th minute into the NSHA 7th minute now the shots here. Say Bobo Koy from Madrid will be exposed from David Alaba's side. Share incident in here. Bukayo Saka na ball. So on person one near DB. Look at the number of Arsenal players. 6. Madrid for how many players in there? 8. In the picture frame right now, Madrid were 8 players. Arsenal was 6 players. And you heard the position of the players and so on. And can share that you be and share that a big chance biasa. Because Madrid for the right places, they are standing at the right places or mujina. But because David Alaba ain't me match Saka nti, Obama Saka kati in, and Saka kati in Onyamo ball, but not David Alaba that form. I said for that form no, he was just sliding down so Obe block shot Saka, but meanwhile Saka is not shooting. My video no kwadi shot there. This was in the 7th minute. A team that wants to make a comeback. My video nentwas in the shot there. Share what that form? David Alaba that form wa Saka nyamo ball nimpo. Look at it. Onyamo ball no what that form, and it created that space for Saka. If Saka first and second leg and go fully fitter, he would have punished Madrid more than punishment or them all. Frankly speaking, and Kobema more punishment than the end or them all. And it was very, very bad. Now let's talk about some incident in the game. I'm talking about the penalties. Remember Arsenal, so because frankly speaking, Arsenal did extremely well in the 2 legs. Remember almost so. But the Arsenal penalty no munya. Look, people are saying say na penalty. Look, I am not always me looking at the fact say referee at that point in time they no war journey. Because clearly Raul Asensio asonimu. The only argument you make one there is no way he was going to touch the ball because Courtois take ball no wafa ball na dada. It's now Branty FN Mikel there is no way obetimi akwa do ball no. But the point is in the 18-yard box as a defender you don't grab. So ba grab obi a so no mu no wa je ni mu entem so so no mu so ba distract no o distracting we je ni mu but Raul Asensio also no mu kopem so oto from. Listen to this too. So it's a clear foul in the 18-yard box because we've seen instances say enya corner and they be a free kick with the back. You are obstructing play. You are obstructing the player. And see, I don't know. Say referee na anjia. Ubetimi aka say wanji because baby ana me Cameroon on Melbourne ho. But ojiyenso because a foul on Raul Asensio and foul ni si won hefa in the 18-yard box. You need to take a penalty. Now, the man here bigger of a doubt in Insunie. On my Madrid and so dear no. One incident, so much incident we had to open. Now, Kylian Mbappe got the same thing. The first incident, as now dear, Thibaut Courtois and a ball, Mikel was nowhere close to the ball. But then this one, Kylian Mbappe was going for the ball. And we should video now. The Clarice and Sans me and and it is an obstruction of play. The explanation was referee said Declan Rice was obstructed Kylian Mbappe. It was soft and those no.
Or the offside?
No, the explanation that I saw it wasn't an offside.
Well, Mbappe didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The explanation that I saw it wasn't an offside.
What I saw was offside.
Oh, okay.
No, so after that, I'm saying offside no and yet.
Right after the game, but on UEFA, say it wasn't an offside, but it was a no foul on Kylian Mbappe. And how can you tell me this? Say offside are fine because on a very tight. But to say it was a no foul on a branch of Kylian Mbappe.
Penalty ni me no dey clear away.
Yeah, away.
Me who say you say you're offside no.
Yeah. So okay. It's America say second offside no comes about it because they're very close. Kylian Mbappe. That brings the argument in there. That brings the argument. So I think Papa friend Francois Letessier or get some moments and he was very tight on the day. But yeah, this incident for me, I think he made a mistake there, and Madrid should have gotten a penalty out of this. But with all these things said, Madrid need a penalty we and Kebit me said the first set of the game and nobody knows what didn't happen. Yeah. But per what we watched. There was no way Madrid was going to be able to eliminate Arsenal. Per the going into the game, the mentality of Remontada was there. But per what we were seeing on the floor, there was nothing showing. Say Madrid for a bit me a Remontada. So if this penalty crowd was given her, I think that Arsenal were so very cool enough. Look at the kind of composure they could talk. Madrid started very well, or more pressed, but look at the calmness and the coolness. No one show at the back. Obi to say William Saliba. Jakub Kivio yi ball be free Hendrick enemy in the second half. Hendrick edge ball net on the ball. Or ye nancho obekwa akofo ball no. Jakub Kivio, he was so cool enough say one and was from the goalkeeping to the attack. Obia very cool. Look at Obi Tise Mikel Merino. The pass he gave to Abrante FM Bukayo Saka. Frankly speaking, Arsenal has disappointed a lot in the domestic league. The FA Cup, the EFL Cup, the English Premier League. But when you take them from the domestic league, now the European front, they are performing extremely well. Because we're talking about teams or more defensive shape, good in Europe. No, remember Inter Milan, there's no way you are going to leave out Arsenal. So Barcelona, Arsenal and Swedish. So Arsenal is performing extremely well. But my only problem, no, is this setup enough? So where Arsenal set up now, is it enough? So be to say, Gabriel Magalhaes is still not there. Jakub Kivio got his day against Real Madrid. But we know, say, Onye up there, if Arsenal really wants to win the Champions League, is it going to be enough for Jakub Kivio? So bet me a partner Saliba to the highest level. I'm Arsenal, they are Kojiana. Is it going to be enough? Mikel Merino or Beppo number 9, at least he's doing something for the team. But is it going to be enough for this is the question amount for a reason. And I think say Oshe Hawa phase na is here, the quarter final phase na is here now. A very, very, very interesting matchups and Ebeba. Right now, Inter Milan going up against FC Barcelona.
Yeah.
You get Paris Saint-Germain going up against Bobo Cryer from Arsenal. Look, the competition is getting very interesting day in, day out. And we look forward to see how Arsenal, who say the two informed teams in Europe, the two informed teams in Europe say, we saw the performance of Liverpool and Barcelona at the early stages of the competition. Or much say, or very good form. But yeah, getting to this stage, no Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain, and so say they are the most informed teams. And we look at how the parents, no, and I say getting to the that game, no, we are only hoping set two teams debate me and stay compact. Not injuries be a hard because looking at them right now. The setup Ekuta Paris Saint-Germain, Luis Enrique and the boys. The setup so be disciplined enough and where the attacking prowess of Arsenal, though in the absence of Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Chester, and they have a certain firepower or Mutimidishegu or defensive stability. The men come once and we've witnessed it. And where Obiti Paris Saint-Germain, so defensively William Pacho and Marquinhos, time and time again, Ashraf Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, and then in the midfield, we look at the kind of team bonding and the chemistry existing between the three, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and then Joao Neves, and up front, Menka Wansen Bimana, the informed Air France boy. You talk of Dembele, Kivicha, and then Bradley Bakola now on them. And looking at us now, also a very good form.
Okay.
And interesting perhaps and a beba. But look, Real Madrid, there are some teams particularly this season. Liverpool in the domestic league or more in the English Premier League or more bomb. But clearly we feel it's almost like a Niema Bakumi and we are happy. Virgil van Dijk has it's going to go a long way to help them on a salary.
Yeah.
And so where Bobo Kobe to say Bayern Munich almost like a proper coach, a man who will stand on the touchline and give them that kind of momentum, that kind of aura, that kind of presence on me here. And I think Vincent Company in team for because they are having a quality team enough. Because with me more than what they are doing now. But looking at Madrid, no Madrid they are Madrid they are a very good coach. In the shape of Carlo Ancelotti, even club air football and baby who say one of the best ever. Aguabudo, but people feel say we had the achievement in laurels. Niema wait me one of the best ever club football manager. Omo this man there. Omo players now. Omo individual names, but the team bonding in honor. And per what you are here, Brazil first and you almost scout to the stadium. The likelihood of Omane Carlo Ancelotti being try to convince him say Brazil near high. So definitely we've been talking about Carlo Ancelotti will be Liverpool at the end of the season. And the last time I make say Xabi Alonso, for me, per what I'm seeing, he's not going to be the ideal replacement. We should be rather looking at Inter Milan or Muko Simone Inzaghi. And then some players are Madrid cannot depend on only Rudiger and Raul Asensio. Adam Militao, the injuries, no, you worry. David Alaba has no business in the Madrid team anymore. The left back is not static because Ferland Mendy is not trusted enough. Fran Garcia is not also trusted enough. You talk of Danny Cavaya, the injury, only one man, one elbow. Okay. Lucas Vazquez. So there are some players at Madrid for me here, some reinforcement in their team, and Alejandro Bastoni, and William Saliba. I will keep saying this. The only players at Madrid here will make you on one of them. Okay. Obe Bromo proper stability. And I think saying the midfield too, they would need some kind of air players here on make me abeshe in FIFA because Chouameni Kamavinga, they are not living up to the billing. Okay. And then Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo. May I will say this again for the last time. Say Madrid former Vinicius I think say replacing him will be very difficult, but many budget because they will get some huge sums of money and be able to go on the transfer market. Alexander Isak is there.
Prince Matemi does it perfect.
Because I was emphatic and said the Ramontada, it has been postponed.
Okay.
Yatum Yasayada. So Yatumada. That is Ramontada. Now, I'm going to start you off with the game between Inter Milan and Bayern Munich. Now, Inter Milan and Bayern Munich, game that told you and rather Giuseppe Meazza, San Siro. Some of the things are, of course, so clearly Bayern Munich say some key artifacts and as a players be or Bayern miss or more affected the entire team in their game against Inter Milan. Now one thing was obvious. Sawo ka Bayern Munich say na sawo for the area of goalkeeping now. So we man will know any few Bayern has not got able backup to a man will know. Small boy na friend Ubi kino. I said in Fiswa undo why. A bit taking the time and so which me feel the void left by goalkeeper from Obian person about Bayern Munich because we are there among Simon on no and ya won number 1. We are there, we bear backup to goalkeeper from Manonoya. Now, another interesting thing is there are 2 players being this world football anya fair to them, and I say injuries anya fair to them. Those players know Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman. Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman. Serge Gnabry, what's in the Dina? What's a Serge? Serge a French and a Ivorian name of Ivory Coast or Ivorian. Serge Gnabry. Serge Gnabry. Yeah, one of those players football and fair to him cry because of injuries. Another player, the boy from Guinea, Kingsley Coman, or a Guinean. And also football and fair to him cry. Constantly, no, so we pay more bet me stage comeback. Edema Bayern Munich, and those they have seen it all at Bayern Munich. I call them the wing wizards. The wing wizards of Bayern Munich, no, Kingsley Coman and Serge Gnabry. But one interesting thing at Bayern Munich say, and as a manager and friend Vincent, more than this duo because of their injury records. The darling boy of Bayern Munich, Michael Olise. But what will be able to make defining game when the going gets tough for Bayern Munich? This duo, Serge Gnabry and Kingsley Coman, and they were the missing pieces in the jigsaw and for team Bayern Munich. Now take nothing away from Kingsley Coman and Serge Gnabry. No. One interesting thing so Anko ye ama Bayern Munich and say after Kingsley Hurricane go no in the 52nd minute Edema team Bayern Munich no. Inter Milan came back in the 58th minute through Lautaro Martinez. It was a dead ball or set piece situation. Now na Inter bet say come in the 58th minute and in the 61st minute Benjamin Pavard threw a bullet header from a corner in your second goal. Now Bayern Munich san bet say Kanu through unusual hero, unlikely hero, a branch of Eric Dyer. And when Eric Dyer share go on you know, Bayern Munich who say they can for now no I say tie no yajo munsem. So they can bring on attacking talents. On bet to me Inter Milan. So what he did was that he brought on that is Kingsley Coman in the 83rd minute. But Kingsley Coman on nearby in the 83rd minute, you know. Nice and Breno Alconelimbebre. And that moment, no, the Kingsley Coman by, you know. Manager Frank Simone Inzaghi counter. No, so they Augusto Ebaye. Because that moment, you know, Di Marco na say or Bob Olympic. Di Marco no nye 2 feet.
Yeah.
Into no I want to be a weakness, Emma Inter Milan. But because Simone Inzaghi had that a telescopic eye, that microscopic eye, only you may be a witch into no a branch friend Di Marco. No, they a branch friend Augusto Ebam, so that Obenya stability at the back. Edema team Inter Milan. Into Augusto no Nimbebre. Rather, obe form part of the defensive wall. Who quite a friend El Muro. Obe form part of the El Muro, the wall at Inter Milan. So Inter Milan at a point when they are defending now, no more 5 in number, or more 3 in the natural shape. No Inter Milan team now, no more into no Augusto Bayern, and that's no Bayern exceptional, and I say or the Jan Bissek, every year Brentford from Alessandro Bastoni. Because Bastoni, at a point in time, no, oh, you proud of Kakra. It was a bit precautionary. It's only Bastonia because now the league is not wrestled. Leg no game, and we can go game in the Serie A. Instead of Inter Milan for now, no, the ambition this season is to win the league, the Coppa Italia, and the Champions League. And player we in the film any year, Alessandro Bastoni. Boy, not right. And the past 3 seasons, no, what I say he's a world class. He has been very consistent. Into the Bastoni as precautionary. No, they are Brentford fan Jan Bissek ebaye. Or the Jan Bissek baye no. Jan Bissek beka uma Inter Milan no mu defend there. Now if you know more 6. Just say a humanity. because oko Germany ko win by 2-1 and oko Germany ko win by 2-1 no nim pass onya draw pe wa qualify but the back away go technical rule say wo ofie na say be show 2-1 me so me balance and be show be 1-0 where you make minti no say it is by the numbers wo ofie kra na me no bobo 0-0 no ba mfie na bobo 1-1 we have to go to extra time inti no he has to be precautious no the yam be seke by and in closing the game crown or Nicolo Barella because of the Serie A no that brings a friend Davide Fratesi ebaye. But guess what? It was at the first leg in Germany. It was Fratesi na winning game no my team Inter Milan, and we were Inter Milan a current team now. So see, and it looks like tactically, yaka omo manage game ni year at this stage. Omo manage game ni year at this stage. I will not pick Arsenal. It is rather Inter Milan. Inter Milan omo game management style no A+. How omo manage game because enra at a point omo bie mo a nka Bayern be say omo. Because there was Sejnabri and Kingsley Coman. And all the attack were from the wingy areas. And me know when I said Germany, I do munim yapaye. So more attack from the wider. And I said the machines. So more attack from the wide areas, sir. There is no way you can stop a German machine. And that was what our omuye better. Okay. So creating overloads. Yaka overload now. Say number 2 airborne number 2 now onko na nimbebre obegina ho mo na no center back baako aba pass na no why 2 and no you just say in football we create at the friend overload into creating overloads at the lateral positions and na elemented by Munich or more attack no so at a point Hurricane was a lone ranger and Hurricane on open metie no na some more can you say until the way man they considered those 2 goals almost say before the return leg at San Siro or the Giuseppe Meazza, I don't know pa say they practiced set pieces, but 2 goals from conceding from set pieces. The first goal it was a losing point from that is the centre back pair Eric Dyer and Kim Min-jae. Now Emma Lautaro Martinez enya that is the equalizer, and the second goal was a bullet header and a set piece from a and Inter Milan a close game no. For now, no say it is clear say Obo against Barcelona, but omo game management style no. Now must say no me yes Inter Milan team no. They say Arsenal Obo against Paris Saint-Germain, and no metina haka say there is nothing I be from Real Madrid. They will omba press on Beshe because you start game number press on by attack more, but omo attack more no. E be leave spaces at the back, but what here? Madrid, no more attacking, no more very cautious. But when a game no travel around 80 minutes, no, almost a lot more attacking more because they you weary and then Gabriel Martinelli found and you the second goal. No. So congratulations to all those who won and ran. Omudi bet, no. Congrats to them. Now, Van Dijk extend the contract. And I met him in Liverpool. Now, my person for the video of Suriname, the people of Suriname. I want from pictures. I say video on Toso. Suriname is a small island in the Caribbean. What Caribbean? Caribbean, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, Puerto Rico. Small country, and that is the country I'm talking about. And interracial. Yakasa country be interracial. Yanshada nyo more free one kasa. What South America? Most of the countries in South America, more move through you know. You know, BSA, Yabaka so ye indigenous of South America. Omu ina ya hoho. Into where omu ya hoho. But somewhat in 1954, abroad Dutch if one started omu voyage, you know. Omu say, who call this country, this small town, Suriname na, gold diamond, any a good year be breo. It's what the president of Netherlands say. Sadia me biatum sa wo Suriname na wo pesa wo ba Hollanda me the plane air ba Suriname ubetumi afa plane no aba Netherlands edwuma bebre wo Netherlands so come and work in the Netherlands into a year sa no most of these Surinamese ever PM wo Netherlands and omo PM wo Netherlands no Suriname for na ewo Ruud Gullit, Patrick Kluivert, Clarence Seedorf and they Netherlands national team no so munye din this small country from Suriname. And the current Holland national team, you know, who for bit is Xavi Simons, so you know, RB Leipzig, Xavi Simons, Jorginho Wijnaldum, Gini Wijnaldum, Wofa bit the Noah Lang. Wofa Steve Bergwijn. Wofa Daniel Malen. Ryan Gravenberch of Liverpool. And a branch of Ian Matson. You know, if Suriname. Into Suriname for their screens and so. Into president of Holland that time. Oh, yeah, smart. No, created a rapport between the Dutch and Suriname. Into now call man from Suriname. Omo language no moka Dutch. Because omo nim say omo colonial masters. Or minor friend Netherlands, you know. And these people soon are Holland enye din in football. Say no more in Netherlands or more Netherlands. Dutch for no at a point in time no the pure Europeans who say ya kasa football for omo school vagabonds na bo football. Inti no more omo ntam bobo sa. Inti we mo no omo ba because ono be ko na dwuma wi oba bada. Inti from there on omo establish omo nya a lot of talent. And because of that system now, your friend an influx no at French for Switzerland and those countries no establish here no and also na bo Holland money Suriname for any partnership now and they are bo national team no and can you take the Netherlands national team so be Van Dijk a film can you ube to me the Holland they see send they Ryan Gravenberch and Mobiana and then Van Dijk now extend the contract no what are the pros and cons forget about the age there is still a lot of gas in Van Dijk now Adia Van Dijk Edinburgh Liverpool say and say he's maturity, the calmness, the composure, and the leadership quality. That is what and they were sending the contract. I'm a Liverpool fans in our ability. This guy I call him the man mountain. And what watch here? Any centre back be a Van Dijk in the Bobiano. You can say I can cross. I will read with a microscopic eye. Centre backs in Bebre. A year Juma channel. And one player maybe so underrated. Since I so Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, one player no underrated by Joe Matip, and anytime Matip elbow with Van Dijk, no, Matip was better, and Matip a year Germany Van Dijk no because of the calmness and the composure. I don't know clear the last ball, and also clear the last mess. And apart from Joe Matip, because of Van Dijk, at a point Liverpool got the better of Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez became better. Yeah. And what was Jarrell Kwanzaa told the line of Van Dijk because in terms of stature and height, similar. Van Dijk in the style in Jarrell Kwanzaa, the Ghanaian born Englishman. Jarrell Kwanzaa is a there from Van Dijk. So Van Dijk is mentor to most of the academical lads at Liverpool. In the contract now we're extending on the first set, nobody say next season. And then the next 2 seasons, Obeboa. But me in a wider spectrum and in a wider perspective. Say, and then Van Dijk now we're extending the contract, obey improvement, obey mass improvement on the academy. Apart from the man mountain and a leader for Team Liverpool. So Liverpool fans are good news. And now right back in the day, they say Conor Bradley, never. They say sure Liverpool go into the market now. They will look for a backup. They say Conor Bradley has started wire after Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I saw right back. They say one position at Liverpool for person almost strengthened. Orlando Mutia and Yepa, left back. They say no manager from the Anslot, NJ Abranti Friendly. Costas Chimikas in knee. And say there is age knee a branch of Robertson afan. And when him say Andy Robertson this season, one of the weaknesses of Liverpool Andy Robertson because Andy Robertson given the age and runs no no. They say a gas na ka woni munasa. I say we aduan na gas na wo de aduan. When him say ebia na besant one real monada in the middle of the aduan ba ben no na gas na sa aduan no be there be say into the earlier they work on the left back, the better. And one player is a Liverpool air consider and Liverpool left back. Mekanasa and run 3 days. Yeah. Your friend Milos Kerkes. On the players you see Liverpool air consider say obey the long-term replacements for the Dutch for the Scott captain. A brand your friend Andy Robertson. So you're a Liverpool fan. This is a good news for you. Van Dijk extending. Mohamed Salah extending. That's a very good omen and a good news for Team Liverpool. Okay, so yeah, but London is say Mbappe and Vinicius win a frame. Here we are one is a poor position to win. I've always maintained this. Said there are players I can come one Ousmane Dembele. He's had a very good season. Now 2-year Rafinha. Rafinha this season, you see, they say I didn't too limited to numbers. Into the numbers na ekasem. Metia make us but the numbers na ekasa. Numbers say numbers na they can dia. They say no say Mbappe mu nyina ya out. Mohamed Salah mu a your project say yes on beje Ballon d'Or ya out. They say no race no Ousmane Dembele is in the race and there is this young man Rafinha who now guess what? They say baby Arsenal so you drew. They say you can also make a case or you can take a claim for Brentford friend Declan Rice because South 2 goals not share no. Enya goals numpo alone. Who say enro return leg no or no sign man of the match.
Yeah.
Into both legs against Real Madrid. Both legs no. Waje man of the match twice against Real Madrid. And that is a statement of intent. It's a big statement for Real Madrid, for Arsenal Football Club. Say one player, if me a man of the match on 2 occasions against Real Madrid, at the Bernabeu and at the that is Declan Rice. And Declan Rice this season the performances no in the Premier League and in whatever wire mass now no. I think constantly he's climbing the mountain. He's also in the picture. Instead of taking nothing away from him. And
sorry with this one. But I think let's establish this fact. Last season and this particular season, and about the 2 seasons in recent years, ye Ballon d'Or, who say clearly, severed air win for the Ballon d'Or, no, questionable. Who said last season a lot for say Vini Nenje, ABC Rodrigo Nenje. Now I divided opinion, but in recent times, and I say in the past years, Nentisa, and where this year and so up till now, the season is almost ending. But we cannot come out and say with the fact say you bear 5 or 3 players beer or may you more straight now or money do more kakwaji. I don't know if you get the point. Yeah. So this particular season, it will be upon players on the season on the chances and the moments they get. Just like the Canara is the look. Say if on the next stage, if he's able to deliver the same performance and to the final, or Mutimi could do, not me yes it is going to be a clear case for Declan Rice because right now Rafinha Diwoho, but is it enough? Ousmane Dembele Diwoho, is it enough? The numbers Dembele is making, let's not forget Neymar and Mbappe Muko make the same. Were they given a chance to win the Ballon d'Or? But and then I say the person will be and the back come out on top. I don't see Vinicius Junior, Rafinha, Edin Woho, but just like I said, is it enough? Dembele Diwoho, is it enough? Rafinha, is it enough?
Rafinha will copper the ref and about with Madrid.
Yes, it is in those moments. And the back establishment.
There is Lamine Yamal as well. Yeah, Lamine Yamal also is in the picture because they say, but at this young age. Numbers now when you produce beyond imagination. But at Barcelona, some numbers on Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro this season he hasn't been in the picture.
Oh yeah, Lautaro Martinez.
Take nothing away from him. This season Lautaro Martinez. He started the season saying yeah. You see, and you're about Kakrana Watchero at the beginning of the season up to this stage. The beginning of the season there and they are Ballon d'Or say Rafinha.
So the bit magazine Mbappe ni Vini Moya out now and now.
For now,
no. Let's not. I still see Mbappe in there.
He will
look
climb, he will
with
climb
the numbers he's making. Let's not forget. In recent times, it has always been about numbers. Let's not forget.
I understand.
But let's not rule out. Say
yes.
Copa del Rey.
And you name the influence of winning the Champions League.
But
chances of winning the Ballon d'Or.
The influence of winning the major trophies also.
Let me make this point here. In my opinion, it's not over for him yet. Let me land here. The point is, sorry, Barcelona says here we talking about Rafinha. Do you know say the probability of them not winning the Champions League so hard? So let's take it this way. If Barcelona, I'm just making a scenario here. If they only end up winning the La Liga, na Madrid for the Copa del Rey from them. Either Arsenal or Paris Saint-Germain the Champions League from them. You see how it is. Right now, America say you cannot pinpoint 1, 2, 3 players there outrightly.
Now, is it Rafinha was saying
Yeah, and I make our semis, but you need to win it to cement a bit of a long way yet.
But winning. So it's not way to no.
We wait to see.
Some is not we do alone. I say we override.
Yeah.
Into the Ballon d'Or there. Yantu ya buasi ansa badra placer ene ya go se to bank direct battle lami ya mahafinya ene usu demede.
Okay, I'm the anti yani Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited voning gomo west udan wi a omo na boss de ama no omo de no omo nya de boss ma say kimansu oto awie bom fra me fo ahum na etu a apetampe ade say papa ye papa obani ye mo akwa bana ho ede bajo se bibia kama de me de amiase bibia fine wo Joy Chem
bibia kama
oga no pay yetiefo aye krado etwen omo zanzo etie de udi free Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited ebre
ohene ba ma me na wase na me fa akwanya enchea wahwefo ne watiefo asabre omagebre na omohwe Sompa TV Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited be koso ne adamase 7 period asa menka na eja mo ne eja asade ana 7 period asa menka se mo ya srobo na so Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited fa mo yonko no yenkoto kro enkasro yedamase any akwanya bribia mode ma yen se adwumapa ene ne pa ye no ye bobo hudabu fit kasiso Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited edwumaku ayo bono isu na capital chimai ye wo hesa brigade ye be liberty asrodan no na NCS prayer camp no na edi ehwe anim ye ndwuma edie ne se wasiu dan wie na wo pese ye de enua ebegu so a Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited ye ewo ya share sanso na metal trusses aluminium trusses anase wooden trusses no ne nyina no ye wan ya share afi itwa enchanse ya de bodan so na enchanse itwa design no be IDT IBR self lock MSL Erotiles, Details. Afe akade abroni frɛ no accessories a yɛde ka enchanse homa dan so bɔ edi mu te sɛ red caps, valley gutter, rain gutter, special if side trim. Ne nyina no yɛtwa bi ɛwɔ yɛ ahye. Na anigye sɛm ne sɛ Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited yankasa wɔ mfidie no a yankasa adwuma yanyu sika ne akoba bi akwa yankasa ane etwa na nije sama didi kan ene se yera imano kwadwokwafo contract that Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited ano ada atranse adwan hunu se enua wo ye nkwaye mu no yetwa enua foforo emfa asianan ana afi so de wokwaye mu kra no ye manu nyine na yetwa enu nti ama enua ho akwatwe enu nti Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited yakofa afidie nwasoa aba yetwa aluminium trusses na nienti a ye kanfa mo bia se yen aluminium trusses a ye de aba yetwa no obia fa no ho nhyemu se eya asordan se eya ankrankredan se ye warehouse no ene se yen aluminium trusses no aluminium content a ewo mu no 55%, zinc a ewo mu 44.4%, and silicon 1.6%. Eno nti Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited yen aluminium trusses a eya industrial domestic no enya dia ewi na achi esanse still bia nya den enim ne toso mienu enya dia edi ja enso na esoso anase yede ehhehye esanse abode nyansa hunfo am yate ase se metala oma ahoden a ewo mu no esote enti abefo kwan so no ye install aluminium trusses no a eye kama pa ye kan form bia se ope aluminium trusses e papa Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited ya aluminium trusses idea ban afa eni je sama toso miensu no se Joy Chem Roofing Company Limited ye twa aluzinka eye 8 feet no bi enso wo ya so
okay
na 8 feet aluzinka ye twa abusu odwaso amanfo de won ho ahyem na wotode bo won dan so no intercept no se eno nso aluminium content no 55%, ana zinc 44.4%, ana silicon 1.6%. eti Joy Chem yen aluzinka 8 feet a ye ton no enwe na ache ahyensode a woso siboti ne atro so simba ahintasem na mpese obi a okoto aluzinka odwaso akobone dan so anaso de akodi dwuma ehye ne nso ne se ne ye nuanum bi ene abrofo na ya kwan ne se normal galvanized material ewi na achi atete na nke na nanum de bon dan so a enche na ye ko no enu na ebi nipa binum ene abrofo na ya kwan a ede ye aluzin enti enya nwanwa so bwa koto aluzin de abodan so abosumi kwafe no na ahyase akwan a nipa bi no afa so episi kantem na so Joycam Roofing Company Limited ye Aluzinc no ade a enwe na ache e bodam ye ka fo bia se wutu akoton se wutu no krowa no e yakobɔ dan so ba Joycam Roofing Company Limited ye bema obi ohini ba so wasi dan wie na ope enchanse abɔ dan so a e wo se nsimisa miensa bi ba otrim
okay
na obisa onioma on chance se de edikan material de mam na material type ban ne etoso mienu kala wo de mam no na hoɔden no ejina susudua ban afa gauge ban ana wo de mam ne enti etisa ne se wo ba enchance adwuma ko no mu a your materials ahodo bebre de dwuma your material bi se galvanized chromadeck gafan gavalum zingalum ene afoforo pi some materials ahodo be ye numa na nsia ye material udi di dwuma eyeye na ha ena ma Joycam Roofing Company Limited ye danso esan se Joycam Roofing Company Limited ye material yisu Japanese born Alozin na no ye ma bronifita ba Africa Ghana be ye hwehwemu fa ye weather no na bro study ye weather no for some time no anom kyerese some material no ana beboai eti bronin for aluminium eno so 55% ano for zinc 44.4% ano for silicon 1.6% edi ye platinum Japanese born alloys so be the Joycam ye platinum Japanese born Alozin AZ150 be born dan so na obidi galvanized chromadeck gafan gavalum zingalum bonadan so enso so ye miensa edantam ndi galvanized chromadeck gafan gavalum zingalum material contain still ye nyina so nim se ade bia still wo mu bia ye material so den kra no a ebewe na ache enfa ho hawa ube kotu color no still na wo mu no ebema na we na ache it is obi the galvanized chromadeck gafan gavalum zingalum bonadan so de kan emadan mu ye hye esa material no contain still enti awiabo a echi hit ni giran chance no na bro nyunadu no nyuna be ton chance no so no na epia hit no eba eden sometimes we be obi dan mu anwumre no waso ceiling fan na ebo hit wonti ase chance ceiling no ana etwen eba dan so the governor is chroma the gafan governor board dan so a ensunsan so mienu a etoso mienu ensu enie esan se material no contain something se material no be hye awe na ache the first effect a wo hu ene se color no eden efedi eti de edikan madam yehye ne etoso emienu kala no material be we na ache de etoso miensa kala no to be den ebe feed na so say wo the Joycam Roofing Company Limited yam platinum Japanese born Alozin AZ150 mi board dan so esen material no contain still de edikan madam yenyu ne etoso mienu enya de material no be we na ache ne etoso miensa enya de kala no ebe feed edinti na Joycam Roofing Company Limited ye board dan so ma wa ye wa hoto so wo gidie ewa reshemu ema 25 years documented warranty against the color fading essence enim se matano material aluminium ne zinc still be enim na eberi na achi enti ye kan form obi asese open enchance papa but Joycam Roofing Company Limited Joycam ye material no color no ewo so no ebinum de ya na ye spray agusu but Joycam de ya no franchise no eti color na ho de ye coating so na gauge bi a opebia no oba Joycam Roofing Company Limited ye benya edi ama Joycam Roofing Company ye free estimate emfa ho bebia dan no obia no ye beko akwa kosusu ama ye nyoka pre sanso ne twa enchanse no so wie nso so a ye begu ka mu edi akwa ye nyoka pre Joycam de ye kan ne se wo de kire bebia wo dan no wo esanse Ghana fa na nyina no map no da ye dim wo kire en kro ne bebia dan no wa ye beko ne akwa kosusu ye nyoka pre sa na Joycam esanse ye gin adwuma padi enti ye wi adwuma no ane ye ahyɛnso de ayɛ afam ho mo bi atwam a hunu se adwuma we Joycam se inso to form wedding enu ntie won hyehyɛ ya flexible terms of payment unya opanya so nisade hu se o de Joycam ye nkyɛnse no be board dan so a brana ne mattress nhyɛ hyehyɛ na tua no kakrakra enu se wodi enua anase ye aluminium trusses no be good dan so no na wo sika bottle bi wo ye kosusu na wo se ye ma won sesa ye de nsesa be so na wo se wo de kakraka ho a ye de be ka ho Joycam Roofing Company Limited your branches be brave yam branches a ye head office no ewo Techimai Hensa Brigade ye Ben Liberty Asorodan no ne ani CSC prayer camp no na di enhwanim ukosunyane a ye Polytechnic station no echipe ehona Joycam Roofing Company doma ye Doma Senior High School no tra o main wall na ye ni MPP regional office no ene wo Abrosan ba komo ogru enkran mantam nso so a Kaswa ye was CP Junction sanso na udru St John's Grammar ye ni St John's Grammar School no opposite Dodowa ye branch ho sanso na ye bie Takrade branch udru Tamala ye Ayana Complex Hospital Road sanso na Burger ye ni Spy Restaurant no ane di enhwanim ye telephone number side di djuma 055 100 1000 055
055
100
100
10
0
0
0 0
and 0540
0540
125
125
815 0540 125 815 and no numbers are Joykem the MP no me chai kan say mayen office any factory kese no omo en kan no na yesi sikafo na ko supermarket ekoto ade nanso na eboa pa esan say so ko supermarket say wokoto Pepsodent anasa milk a obekọ ne atrabo ho ba okọ marketer open marketer unua no tewo a woni ne tifie no beka cho say ebia 15 series for 40 series bra na e ho no hwe difference e uma enti ye ma we office no anasa ye factory no emu bowura mu na ensemisa bia pa bia no obisa Joykem Roofing Company ye wa no ye e de ema wo
yes abeda Joykem Roofing Company for sepa o ma yadwuma Joykem Roofing Company Limited. Yes, we heavy papa omo adwuma eya akoho no omo na be board down so akuru so dia mawo ensu oto awie bomfra me fo eya petampe omo badwuma pa enti yanyina so ani enko for quick commercial break mra ye ba Fisam Orlando aboa no awodeba.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United over team to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
If I show plan, I'm sure you'll bag it.
Brady, and not so good.
Now tell me about Michelle and see about Queen Wayne and say.
Bra, said the time about Misha, as your Jimmy fearful, and Yadia about ever so.
Really, I know this of offending now.
Bra, and because of me, the time about Misha one dance ya. We are singing now about Timinka. It is some malaria, well drawn time about Misha.
And you go, dear, no more to want to meet any deal. Well drawn a time about Misha. A drink and your ma or bar waffle through. Dear one mark for down for any aquada when you fear to me, and son of the time about Mr. Draven. Shasta Wako Hospital and answer lab. I'm what who said, oh, a 3-day malaria be answer.
Kayo Misha. I feel malaria fever be than a woman. Ever trap. Ubenya be at all, over the counter medicine sellers. Any herbal shop to do a name. FDA agi a dreading crotway at home.
Abusaka Krakabi will have made out from Nara, who said, woman said, about Flaketo when you're 2 years, I can die back. It's the African Spider Man, I may about Flaketo him one any power here. Then the bill cost for Nuti coming when you go ready, won't be. African Spider-Man and Baby say what of but preoccupation who's African Jack, what Baby say what of now with secret to anything. Imboost herbal mixture and only me secret. Na me yetu no ma nkeka e wo fam. Ana police me di one dance tell me say menye na me nso hwe. Na me so hwe no a boost immune system ama say me train na me ntebre. Metimi di kama. Ama nkeka wo dwom so ekoso. Me kura so me ta yale ama my latitude me nya baako. Anya je ne koso hwe. Hey, Spider-Man, what are you going?
And I say herbal shops. A pin for any color if you do me, FDA, I just getting tattoo.
If you want better future, join Ghana Grows, cause our grit be the future. Join Ghana Grows, this be one for the culture. Join Ghana Grows, cause say you my day for Ghana. Join Ghana Grows, Ghana Grows.
Yomu, Pequia, we be first way Juma, and now at the Jumaqua, and for so was so, and walk here Jumum, any 80 vetimu and they ya. So Anna Monne, fastest and walk, Wabusia, and won't put a more assetable. But star 718 star 50 hash, not that Caho says, yeah. Ghana grows, hope Day, Ghana Bros Jumedie, Mastercard Foundation, Miss Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, Niwa Buafone Day Bro.
H Heba Mr. Bina Unumi, and your what?
Prince Angelim Giovanni said, come back to me. Oyibo Boateng was from Nerebehin watching live. Very disheartening result against the Lions. Kotoko, greetings to Chairman Ousu Bempa. All right. Berima Ousu Anzaze Boateng, good morning. Joseph Ajewusu Casemiro said, Arsenal the Gunners are winning the Champions League this season. Enye Kasepi. Orlando Akwaba.
Go.
Naboko de.
Nyame adom.
Yenti we fi se ma abo no de bre.
Well, you bet you Sompa 93.1 and half so Sompa TV ya hefo niam obi akwaba area ba full time ne so efisem ebre na aso ejekum Blankson Junior enemy din wetimi afremi Orlando Endra Ghana Premier League no matches enso etimi course na we no na ye outstanding matches a ye tie free na chese ekwan ni mada ho kama this year no week 27 and ya boy we no ntino over the weekend ye be remo week 28 na chese ye kwa na chese acha 34 matches no na ye hu de watimi age league no area si na so na Ransford momame Ghana Premier League table no na ya hefo enhwe de wa sisi ano said the normal sifatie yes enti Gold Stars omo kunkonsa adehye na chese omudi ade wo soro wasa 50 points and omo de da soro Nations FC etoso with 48 points Asante Koroko isi ano omo toso miensa omo se esoro omo nya koda achise grader na grader no ye de adwu omo ase afiri eso aba be toso miensa with 47 points omo enso etimi edida woda chese eno nso eye Ghana Premier League no na sene wohe ade na ekona sisia eye akotoko Nations Gold Stars omo na aye ready say league no omo nya omo nso ebetimi age eho na ndo matches ne ba na we no coaches no enso etimi ede nsam eguo na edika no ye chance ye free Kumasi Asante Koroko head coach Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum or say a lack of focus enema Asante Koroko elusu game no.
For me, I'm able to manage anything that comes my way as a coach. I'm a mentally tough person.
I hear different audio and I say video no near to me or say a lack of focus and a more lusu game.
Some may not be able to. Yeah, I think the second goal just discouraged them. We're trying to encourage them to put themselves together because the game basically is about the method. Once you lose the method, that will be it. So I think when the second goal came, they just lost their focus and then created some space in them. I don't think so. I think we had a good...
Okay, Nti, I know a coach, Erima Asante Koroko, Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum, and Ede Esansano, and so etimi etujano. Na coach assign Edi Tuja, or say, Ade say, Asante Koroko team no, omo kwa enimwa endrano na omo ya de pa na mom na ba so omo defendia na omo ntimi defendable on ye eno na mo omo concede 3 goals no.
We just let loose our back anytime we went on attack. Basically we participated in attack instead of trying to somewhere along the line to also anticipate defending. So as we threw more men up there to try and create the chances to score. We let our back loose, which led to those 2 first half goals. And I think before those goals, we were tactically compact. We were playing very well. But then when the goals came, I think it took the zeal out of the boys. And then I think we lost our structure a little bit.
Entino ye kwaye nimdia na ye kopa na mum na ya na ye chire na to na Accra Lions and so capitalizing on that they share 3 goals eti Kumasi Asante Koroko team no na coach Ogum ekono ja ye kwan no say emrante ne de omo manage omu yi pa
maybe they are fatigued somehow, but then we are managing them well. Physiologically, psychologically, we are managing them very well. It's all about focus. And in games like this, it's all about focus. So it may be better. Before the game, we look very energetic, very confident. I mean, knowing very well that we are going to play well and then get the maximum points. But then the dynamics change.
Eno Asante Koroko head coach Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum Andra after defeat to Accra Lions they san semino nyina etudwa ne wie no na Asante Koroko fans ni bi dey sam tutudwa na Asante Koroko supporter ba ko no say oto IMC din kra say ema bi wo Kumase a nyame anim ne omo ya bonsamfo anytime bia omo bebe Asante Koroko na Asante Koroko di player bi baba no omo do mo abetwitwi players no na form na article
and he said, "Player Bia Kotoko best good player. Odu Kumasi player now of Odu and maybe Okumasia or President or Madi Emasri and maybe Okumasia Obuba Kotoko Tona come to have a car and man have a car to the president. No one Kaimanaki Minimaki for liberty as a people by Oba Kumasia and man ever seen a who come and keep off and man no Kumasi or President or to be your Majumaji. O places no more your places, you know, come your Majumaji, so come your Majumaji, and come on. But the open for no sorry, o places one in our yes, sound. And your man, Saman, and your market of place, you know, and we do.
Entino asante ko supporters no omomo di team na chia chentino ko ba say ya omuni ba bia problems no every bantino operations for na you lose guard ama maybe the omo ko chichi players no ama forms ni nyina yira ewo asante ko team no na need ako communication team member edema asante ko endra na ebufo ni mu pa edikan or the two just say sisi ano say IMC no omu take drastic decision anymore ya.
We expect nothing but a drastic decision from management today. We expect the management to be deciding on the direction of the team currently. Well, we are not happy. From the true demo game, by Bechema, by Nematch, we are not seeing any improvement in Asante Kotoko. Say, a competitor like Gold Stars had to be called Bechem the whole season. No one considered goal order. And never considered 2 goals. Now, who they overcome? Now, about this shambolic performance our had here. I mean, it's sad and nobody is happy in Asante Kotoko.
Eno need ako ene san 72 Jarentino eni braba Asante Kotoko direction dey say order that last season no almost omo year rebuilding this season almost on Beji League no impo omo head double into direction dey order that eno enso eno na need ako we no eno say there be a dissolve technical team no ye cut technical team coach any assistant coach goalkeepers coach obia as ye dissolve ni nyina
and let's make us dissolve technical team. Wow. Yes. Yen dissolve technical team. They say Mia yen dissolve technical team. Technical team na playing body nine. Boss won't come coach the problem
yeah, Krobia, and why they are much as they are man for 2 more. I say, hey, on a noa, and Kendra na technical team could be adding a Jumato, but 2 minutes need a consem. Intinia Bede, Nana Penkramo, and so Eddie Babech, and need a Kuriano, and also players in indiscipline. Omo no, if you are about 12 a.m., na play our online, at the chance we will give.
1 technical. 2 player and discipline as set in Asante Kotoko. We have received a lot of reports when it comes to disciplinary issues about the players. Sometimes we expect these are mature players. This season, with the exception of Sefa, I have found from a lower division, almost all the players at the back of Kotoko. And the players are about league, the nature of our league. So we expect that they should know better. We have received lots of reports, about the players. Now with, all the advice and a lot of meetings, series of meetings have gone on. Now with all this, way and I think it's sad. Because it's do so much for Asante Kotoko. And then
yes, and no a communication team member need ako and I san something to join Endra Asante Kotoko after say omo yen ma Accra Lions echi omo bobo mani so kamiensa omo entiante no de san 72 join na penkra unim say this season Asante Kotoko so okrom yankwa no ontu kwan kwa manania Asante Kotoko away match bia okobi enu nti na need ako ka say ohu papa no na chese areho enso etimi abanti ye de more enso ebe free Asante Kotoko camp e dey abroad na Asante Kotoko dey di twem no say phobia so tetew rade House of Hope almost coach Watara and okoji mienu e wodoma owie no e no say or identify problem and yen some job for no be ka kire omo.
When I identify the problem, it's not
excuse me to say that, to come here to say this. Maybe my analysis can be wrong. You see, I'll see them, I'm analyzing game by game. I'm looking everything. First half, when I monitor on we are stream the match, we saw a lot of the mistakes we didn't do in the normal time. It's normal. And the interest of your question is that if you start the league, everybody want to win the league. We have the major teams who want to win the league. And we are going. Sometimes the pressure can make the boys. Sometimes if the pressure is too much, we need the league. It's possible. I don't say it's that, but everything is possible. Some of them are starting playing the Premier League now.
Eno coach Bubakar Watara, head coach at the House of Folk Rode Sansem to janto betimi ni analyst not discussing problem about nyansem twofo. Na owie no eno the two just say everything possible.
Football, everything is possible. If you say I don't have a goal, I don't have a challenge to face, why you are playing again? You continue to fighting. We didn't talk about the league or not league. We are talking about the team to play well and go forward. Because that is, I think, the team I say, we are not fighting again to escape for the relegation. We are come to fight for the top. The top is vague, it's big. We have the 4, 5, everything, but we try in the league. We can't say that.
And we head coach Edema Accra House of Folk Bubakar Watara and it is answer to Jan Asa Koroko 40 and Tesco ni a technical team ni players there. House of Folk Unsunya and Romonso TB Chile coach no. Now House of Folk fans in Chile coach Watara the kind of club or coach no.
What the air condition? We have to have papa the other than papa. Other than papa. Then I would free and walk with the grounds. What are the do my one and SL papa? Who air condition? Who air condition? Who air condition? Order. What's all on Yama Basa warrior? Warrior Yama Basa, I know that. Only a larger can be a Yamu Tinu. Only a larger can be a Yamu. The problem. What is Yasa? What is Yasa? What is Yamu? What is Yamu? What is
when I say Sinko Wenya, Nano Sanders in the Esperancy, almost to normal blue players in India. So Martina Bodro, Entino, almost a coach Watara tactics in a Uncosia Diemra. Say Guardiola could break and was her buy. And no buy no bet tamu yipi and no any passer. Tiwatara to bet me a could break. And no, and some more catcher. Now, since a coach of the moment, Ghana her coach be any heavy. I can't coach back from Paul Manson. So no na league or that first. So we be cry best at league one money chance. Yeah. Or that so no say and do a game no. No mo game no nim say be dey.
Although we knew it was going to be difficult because the team at home is always very strong. So when we're coming here, but we knew it will be difficult. But then we also want to win the league. So if you want to win the league, it means you should be able to win at difficult grounds. And this is exactly what we were able to do.
Entino records no say he's the first coach wako bechem edebo akoto omunet this season. No bianti mean share the team United will bechem. Enti wako show mu 2 ewo bechem. Echese league no onye obeje pa. Na owie no say Kasim Minge nso ani tete ho. Nations FC. Almost when it tell the day and road Dreams FC Kabako. Na Kasim so de nsem kakra tuja.
Today we knew we were going to face very, very stiff opposition. So we prepared for it. We knew it's not going to be easy. Because before they lost to Midiama, they played 8 matches. 1-6, 1-2. So I don't know what happened, but we didn't put that into fight. We were concentrating on how to beat them. And we came out with a strategy that if we don't score, they cannot score. But we will make sure
we get at least a goal. And God willing, we had our.
Sisia no head coach Erema Kasim Mengel Okanse Nations FC and the San 72 Jano. Now sisia the young chapa Ghana what taking league by storm. Faisa Chaute 11 goals and what they are going to the Modiama Nations FC go kin or the Dasoroa or Jini Dia Kraweswa now on also the same kakra and so etuja. And so Faisa Chaute or no and a go kin no sisia only the and so on. Now make way there, mintimi ko wabra minjao Coach Bashir Hayford. Ono ebano post match na oyema ye fe oyema ye de we yen some training no amoabo ahona kosia Bashir Hayford a obegu anima sisi entino bash eden sem kakra tuja.
Well, every victory is shared by many, but defeat is always shared by only the coach. So now I think people are very, very happy because we won today. It wasn't an easy match anyway. When we went there, we picked a point, and it wasn't easy. And they were here to pick a point again, and I think we were able to break the deadlock, and we got a goal. We'll give thanks to God anyway. You were asking us how we did it. It's the normal preparation that we do for the match. But in fact, this one was a bit dicey because we missed about 6 of our starting lineup players. You see, and so we were tight, but all the same, that is why we registered more than 20, maybe 30. So I think those who played also did the needful for win, whether it was a petrol or something, it's a win. So once we have won, we will give thanks to God and thank the players who did the job too.
Sigo, Coach Bashir for Kasim baby awaduna maso. Osi krom here. Say your bobo net team no we need ya. Management players obia edge glory ni bi. Na mom no team ni lusu dia coach.
Asemo.
Enti eno ni asema Bashir for the car. Osi team ni we need ya. And your support nya be ka say ye ne yakoye operation say ne ra say team ni lusu ene yakodoko. No mu we need ya. On the supporters say ene de omusi coach ni empam. Enti enna Bashir for the car was enti no no kra na uji tumza.
Well minim some way somehow on be adwe wo kwan bi so. Entirely.
Okay. But me adwene pa. Se lose ne ba supporters nyanji tum so mo kan ho bi e na ma lose aba. Ye wini an ye nyina ya share glory no. No Bashir Hayford.
Yes, Orlando ye da se pa awo wano awadini na brane Orlando and watching in Ghana. Say Prince, quickly you will say no more na.
Mania the last story Orlando di tu jano. Media je ho pa. It has always been like that, Ewokrumha say. It has always been like that, Ewokrumha. We are in a country, a team, a very good football. Who say players on the field are delivering. The coach is doing some tactical tweaks. A Buama team ni peja konenim. But Ubo say a man for be na monchain. Any ha, any way na. You see. Time beyond when the glory is coming, there are people behind the scenes. Omo person omo nche say omo nema glory neighbor. We were here when a Kotoko supporters leader ebe bien an okan straight away. So omo na year underground way so pray and enya baako nye mienu nye miensa. The beer operation is entitled to when clubs win air games. But whenever they are losing, operations name Mamubi. And you say it comes back to the point I am making say these are some of the things that me particularly I don't see it in football. See a Kobo game, yes, I could baby. No. That is why coach and players goes to training. That is why there's a management team managing the team. Omo actually say, okay, we are drawing this plan. And your club ne waha. Adia chia ese kofa bia defenders mienuba ese kofa attackers mienuba ese timi sipitwe ese yewe anamonto se akwanto we ne betu ye be free bi Kumasi akwa Accra and hihye be na edi gu akomo mo kwa hefa na mo kwa akoda. This is what they are meant for. And you leave the on-field things, no? The coach will go to training with the boys, and then whatever he practices on training, no, and no more beba onto the field. And sometimes their coach Ekayan, frankly speaking, I agree with him. It has been one thing the workroom has said. Now let's go to Kotoko game, no. For Kotoko, a recent results efforts many here DB. For Kotoko recent results, this is Krobia Kumase Asante Kotoko. Omu recent results and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last 9 games are Kotoko Abo. Omu we need 2. And 2 games no Omu winning, and it was obvious games and there's Omu winning. Besides that, there were some obvious games in there and there's Omu winning, Omu Lucy and Omu ball draw. Kotoko won against Legon Cities right after the resumption of the league. I never said I'm betting if you are I said it. Said the Kotoko performance I saw, it needs to be improved. I'm really all do, but now who said clearly there are some technicalities near some seem to be our team anymore. It needs to be resolved. Kotoko went away to Samatex. Kotoko couldn't win.
But Joya my tree knows why I'm Bajo.
Kotoko omoko away to Samatex. And answer we and I will Kotoko call Samatex. Oh, I understand. Kotoko call Samatex. Kotoko and Timianko we need that game.
Yeah.
And they 1-1. This is a game, a team that wants to win the league. Samatex last season was different, but Samatex this season, Kotoko, if you go away, at least if you want to win the league. Yes. And so Utimi Samatex now ko win. Kotoko went to Young Apostles. Kotoko and Timi Ankofa went there. Kotoko Tnefi any Holy Stars. Kotoko and Timi and win. Then Kotoko won against Brekum Chelsea. Only said this season Brekum Chelsea only 1 game and what me a travel akwa we akunya win. Telling you said the performance away this is enye. Kotoko won that game at Babaya Sports Stadium. Kotoko traveled to Heart of Lions. They've been one of the competitors this season. It is a Kotoko and me and Kofa no munya draw. At least we say a good, but a team our person won leg no. Now no rival and I say direct competitor. This is only no compete koba. At least you try to go for the win. But the draw was okay. Then you come to Kotoko against Bechem United. Kotoko and me winning. Kotoko travels to Accra Lions. Now Accra Lions usher 3 goals to 0. These are the recent results telling you how Kotoko is very poor in recent games, the last 9 games. And all this time, Yesha Adibi, Kotoko and me and these good results in these games. And if you say there are some of them in their Kotoko and case or mutimi winning straight away. For the next fixtures are Eda Kotoko and Nimbra. Na mention Dientia as at now, me met me at Nefiaka with all them. Say it will be very difficult right now. The probability of Kotoko winning the league. Say first now 80-90% and now 70%. Right now I drop here by 20% because of how difficult the next fixtures for next fixtures ne mame. Kotoko next fixtures no so ademaya and I will screen this one. Let me tell you here, very good. And what they are to no. Kotoko straight away nations. Right now nations are better than Kotoko. Tio. Kotoko the 3rd, nations the 2nd, right behind Bibiani Gold Stars. And they know say the moment they get a win against Kotoko, it is telling you, making a great statement for Moankasa. Can we say Kotoko na the Holy Stars when me and Rene Accra Lions are 3-0, so they are going to be able to beat nations? No. The dynamics will be very difficult for Kotoko. Oh, you are Aduana Stars. Look, Aduana Stars this particular season, but this is a traditional team. Even in Europe, any other countries, they see. Whenever there is a traditional teams, whether they are on good form or not, game me a different. You get a point I'm making here. For Manchester United, say Koyo, say any Liverpool, Koba a different. On the Chelsea, Arsenal, on the Manchester City, Koba a different. And Aduana Stars is a traditional club, so it is going to be a bit difficult for Kotoko. If Kotoko is not able to beat Holy Stars, Accra Lions one, how are you going to tell me say they will be able to beat Aduana Stars? Omuya Aduana Stars, Omu biggest rival, Hasselhoff, and Ekwakobo. Look at Nemesisi or Hasselhoff. Do you think it will be that easy for Kotoko to go there and get a win? Anyway, this is a team or no so your direct air compatriot and as a rival. And this is going to be very difficult for Kotoko as well. Oh, they are not one man. How many dreams have seen Ebobo? And the games are coming in. I feel say gamer and can say for the moment dreams. And then the last game, which is against Visions FC. But Kotoko in recent times, HS or travel home or travel away enye or bo home enye. It is Dreams FC. We all know how men can say resilience. Some person will stay in the league due to some one or two reasons. It's very difficult for Kotoko. And then Kotoko go Bibianu go stars. And San Wabo Mediema, no divisions at all. Look at the line fixtures at Kotoko enim. Look at the fixtures. On it or more competing for the league ni Nubo, or you on the house bubble, on a traditional club in a Diana Stars bubble, on a Mediema bubble and San ordinations at Chatwo. So how do you expect Kotoko to navigate their way through?
Okay.
Now blame Nini na for coach. I understand. Prosper na Ogum. Mekano time and time again, he really needs to improve. But those people are omaye say omu we actually. Na omo their wins neba ya. But lose neba de enye yempamu coach. Yempamu we player we nya de we aye say no. Ehun here. Unim say player na nya de, but when this same player is playing and winning you games, now we heli no. But obobo ba akum yenu na anko ye dia. Ehon na bo so nya de yempamu no. I want to bounce on your cab material. What is the meaning of all this? This is the same culture. Obade Kotokobeje Lake introducing some new players be onto the scene.
Okay.
There were some fans around Mufilisi and San Kofanema. Was that not the main reason why a man open source had any buy?
All right.
You get a whole point I'm making here. So frankly speaking, I think that Niema will do on me Kotwa. Me, I don't see the head and the tail of it. You really need to sit down, management, as a mutinase. No more kasama more proper analysis. What is the way forward? Any supporters, no leaders, no. They should also say that because almost more massive work ahead of them. Or more Juma so crowd or mabeti. Kotoko is a mobile games at Winnipeg Stadium. The support is in there. Players now kasama reluctant here. Come over natural.
Okay. So Prince Medase, my go Philip one never at you for Nabam Dempa, Omodo Madrin Chira because Korogoni has in there and go no mind Yakura. Philip, but you're a tree speaking show near you, and dear Matrin and also Prince no Kakuraja. The tree one teal, Sabro for now, and those who Yanasama, Mr. Fantio, the trio, eat you.
Boss Matty. Eat you. Hearts of Oak, a boy and run against Adriana Stars. And so we're there, the mood. Hearts of Oak fans, Hearts of Oak fans, believe you say, we are outsiders. Walk out one bitch me at Ghana Premier League now. Hearts of Oak are outsiders. But the problem with which a Hearts of Oak fans, believe you say, and your man and more coaching. Now, so we steady coach Watara very well. Every loose beer or issues all about.
Yes.
Every loose beer, I don't want you.
Oh,
every game beer so worry. That's a uncle year.
And boys no man go bob.
Yes,
Adriana for no.
Every game beer was a mocha. But me, my understanding of the game no, me penny way now or manage situations no. The style now quite to say Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho is a bad loser. Or losing game beer or the audition. Say these are the reasons just say obeka bibia betwe wadwen free game no cry your boy any results na buy no so. That is one good thing about Jose Mourinho. There are top coaches who are very good in terms of say yentwe obi adwen fee the kind of results are nyano on the day no so, and Watara is one. And so say we Hearts of Oak very well. Hearts of Oak are outsiders so mo the league no mo nka nkra. So mo betwe agigana Premier League no. Kotoko are still not outsiders. But I am here, some Matsina Fia, I am emphatic. So Kotoko Ghana Premier League. But I'm not Kotoko Lucy League. No. Mama, you knew your home, sorry. Don't let us tickle ourselves and laugh. Kotoko and Rono Lucy League. No. Losing 3-0 to Accra Lions. And I'm Matsina Fia Kayana. So teams no more relegation. No. At this crucial moment and time. So when you move here, I say, oh, yeah, extra careful.
3-0.
3-0.
Na Kodoko no kra.
And when last Kodoko lose by 3-0.
Kodoko 3-0.
They didn't see that.
Menkayo.
And this is what teams to cry omuni former. Accra Lions is one. Omuni form.
So Kodoko 3-0.
Kodoko by 3-0. And no make about this young man Yao. He got a goal. And Cecilia Reina Craft ni team no crown. You see, one thing I say Reina said, the science aspect of the game no. Accra Lions boys ni nesusa. Into yaka gas anasa hoɔden ene America wo mu game ni mu. Omo no be dwane sa 90 minutes. Kodoko recently, some no nyina ya hwe Kodoko. Wo yɛ Kodoko against Brekum Chelsea. Wo yɛ Kodoko against Bechem. Wo yɛ Kodoko against Legon Cities. Any through the democracy in the FA Cup. Kodoko problem no say no meka wa ha. Kodoko bo 30 minutes pen on my break. Kodoko fitness levels concern. Kodoko team no mo nkyere mo abre. Enti Kodoko ko ba against team a omo wo youthful exuberance. I say omo susua like they run through 90 minutes. E be dey say Kodoko botumi match up. Enti I no know when we blame no. Coach no say ono onje blame no. Enti when he blame no. Fitness is part of coaching. Coaching no meaning say me no yet say. Yenim say fitness is part of coaching. And Kodoko he say one problem Kodoko face pa omo fitness concerns. Omo bobo no kakra pe no mo abre. Inti menu is doing very well. We blame na nye ye. Adrian Ajete and what have you. My own justice blame. We blame mo nye ye. But coaches should know better. By now coaches should know say no teams that no mo compete no. Say no it's not about matrama kwe. It's about kakra na wabre. It's about who betumi aye ni ye. And it's not brofo no say he who laughs last laughs best. Stage na ye do no. It's about who can laugh better or who can laugh last. What start ye na wodi ka okosa na wedi bim. Kodoko ama some of us here say fame. Kodoko are disappointed. They are a disappointment. Kodoko losing 3-0 to Accra Lions. How? You say numbing 3-0. Mbudem kamanenya 1-0 na 2-1. Nenya respectable score line. 3 enim gwasio. And when it's in Biambo, a team uniform. Look at the fixtures. So when our teams now Kodoko any or more compete now. Bibian Gold Stars. I said Ghana Premier League no. For now, as a Ghana Premier League no. Bibia Ebejina Kumasi as that is Bibian Gold Stars and same. Say the league is now Bibian Gold Stars to lose. And again, one team has said also been a chance to win the league, Nations FC. Now guess what? Bibian Gold Stars bomb Mediema. Obo home dance park. Obeshe Mediema. Obo enro sa me catch was a bechem no oba no obeshe bechem. Enro me kai. And may research be behind the scenes. Who say they will come and win. And me can say there are some of them are definitely my examples will bring why they will come and beat Bechem United. And no me kai. And no pushing me and instances. And guess what? Obesha Mediema. Obo Mediema we are or go away to Vision FC. Obo Vision wa we are Obo Karela home dance park. Obo Karela we are on the Kodoko home. Obo home to asumienu. Oni Kodoko bo we are Obo Brekum Chelsea. After Brekum Chelsea Obo Accra Lions. Obo home 4. Obo away 2. Away games no Vision. Any Brekum Chelsea. Is that Chelsea they have nothing to lose. Vision FC. Sesiano omo munko relegation. Omo munka mu ye. But what can hoden pa minjini say Vision FC can stop Bibiani Gold Stars. It is obvious. He said, the league, ya game. I say, ya bobo court mu, ya bobo no, a volley na ya boy, ya bobo na ma Bibiani Gold Stars, Bibiani Gold Stars, trophy na ya would ya, so me ye, when so me ya nations in Beji. It's a nations for now, or Bokodoko, home. Obo Kodoko Abrankasi we are, Obo Brekum Chelsea, or qua way, or qua Brekum Chelsea we are, or qua Accra, Obo home to Accra Lions, Obo Accra Lions or Obo Legon Cities, our way, and so Obo Samatex for home, or we are Obo that is Basake Holy Stars, our way, our Crosby, and answer or qua Ami Plainly, our Zama, after Zama, Obe we crowd home with a Pando out of Lions. And so we're fixtures now, Kana. Teams are going to call any who compete for the league. No, the other fixtures, you said, Brony say a favorable I just say bibia kyerɛ sɛ obetumi agye league no e bibia ni Gold Stars into Western region for some no mo kan na ya bim say omo bo hat-trick. I'm a Westerner, me fi Western region forecast say Summertex any Mediama the last 2 seasons no omo no mo agye Ghana Premier League no and bibia ni Gold Stars can make it a hat-trick. Dia kwa die kodokofo na enye obi na kumentwi kodoko lost the league yesterday yan kano cruncher ya ho emre kodoko lose 3-0 who person wo league this are title test who person wo league where Liverpool person wo league on Leicester City wo win pe wo league who be hu the be Leicester weekend who be hu the obo share Leicester City we pe wo league onko tse so okobo anya hwe kra no be draw enya kra no be draw because there are still games ahead of him to win the league but onko lose man Leicester who person wo title there are games we lose unpardonable and kodoko at this crucial moment in time when we be any Gold Stars game no crown nya baba yara it is dance park when in dance park njatabuomo it is one of the dreaded arenas in Ghana football now the last 2 seasons and I say what for last 2 seasons arena na dreaded takwa because of SC Mediama the year they won the league and last season it was Summertex 1996 and this season Bibiani Dance Park and one factor ama Bibiano el tilted towards Bibiani and say Bibiani for omutu gold Summertex omuye timber merchants and firm and it was Summertex woko takwa so omutu gold but guess what after say takwa for na Ghana Premier League ni we no Summertex for no who compare Summertex and Bibiani Gold Stars Bibiani Gold Stars ba Premier League and Summertex eba Sinko tie pa but when no ba Premier League no Summertex Bibiani Gold Stars for ya hwan na ma Summertex 1996 abaje Ghana Premier League one ever credit ma Edmond Aka former Kumasi as the management member Edmond Aka and my own brother Paul Anyaba they did exceptionally well and ora in century omo ya say adwuma ni na and Bibiani Summertex 1996 adia ha Summertex this season Africa no mo ko boy no because omuni squad quality and depth and no problem amu and apart from that no omo problem bio injuries one of their key players Baba Mando and Baba Mando this season be so how many matches their team from the Summertex 1996 so for Bibiani Gold Stars to come to Bechem and beat Bechem on 1-0 2-0
yeah
meanwhile Bechem Baba Yara ne kotokobobo saying 1-1
okay
ono kotokobobo 1-1
yeah
what you say and this time Koroko ball against Bibiani Gold Stars out Dance Park but e may real fisu say how to folk for nim say be ko gold yan kokona and no na friend football rivalry we there how to folk and twema Koroko na hat there say yan twema a friendly match cry a World Cup final into Koroko or say we how to folk ebo e won crying into no what is Koroko trying to tell us. Okay. It's not fear. I was always emphatic. Sadly, we go to edge. Benra, Michel Dem, no Mira ho. Enra, not going to lose Ghana Premier League. No, it's a league. No, it is Bibiani Gold Stars league to lose. But Bibiani Gold Stars so you lose. Ka krebi pet around Urakwamiche in nations. Afahon.
Okay, Philip Kwabena and Kums Amada Masepa. Yama far for Neja. Umuzum for my drink. Good morning to you all for the best bossy sports show. Keep it up. Okay, near Abbas Zakari message in here. Okay, so Bana but say Remontada FC. Okay, please add me to your WhatsApp group. Yeah, bad, don't worry. Okay, so Arsenal without a technician party in the semis. Okay, I'm from for Douglas message in Madrid lost and the world is celebrating. Wow. I'm from for Douglas no. Okay, 0551 931 0551 931 0548 931 runs for the magic beer na yem fa course no your magic business here 0548 931 0548 931 yem fa course no na bibia anya fine. Okay. Gotta go phone has for the moment now message the magic because they're gonna manage that na and no more ye and no more ya de pa 0551 931 0548 931 hello.
No.
Yes sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Join.
Nyamia domonzo e.
Nyamia dum kakran.
Ede nyamia se.
I from me play my body about to make a tap the double photo.
Oga body eti o.
We there. Heart ni kotokon na answer me hu dey high. Nyamia nim no kra ni pa. Isi asa dey ya ton ya new nyama Martins nkituwa no. Nti o se bo mu kikamu. Mu ko bobo na ya se the whole kotokon na sa tin fun ya tin ya shomu. Ene dia. And a house in Swan, Miami team, Swanka, Monzo Mubaka, body, Babia, share, coaching a BB share. When the Mississippi supporters like a move, Piancy Stadium, no one can't get players, no success, Oma Winia, Oma Busuaka, Kamian Farmer, Oma Corn Baby, near Coparo Plus, in Palano, no more may you money, my. What the Omu Yas, Yabodam Kra.
Gafra, Mamzo, you sue word busy. As a team, be no disrespect to Accra Lions. But about the say be on moye, Timukotu and Iguaz and Gomane Kotokura, Asia Mutimishon Bear Trenel, Sano Pachere. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Pastor Fleming. I think that's good.
Ogazafre.
Yo,
Yeti Chief.
Pastor, I can't become a camp, but the has, you know. This is.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Obani Yeti. Oh. Okay. Went to mention also. All right. Hello? 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 Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so free do my grow. But don't pay your voice, Agramame.
But you make a freedom mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Because happy team, no. Many a maybe a good team, no one, I'm born, let me get a pack of the Sabona. Nah. You cannot do more yesterday. And one more with out to do no more break. Information commotion is really man you could. Now, do more yesterday. City has now do movie here. There are more community ground or movies as a
you.
Let's work out to get a mere of the ball.
Okay.
You are then one bay pack and also you be a young folk, be a young pack and so I and
you. Benny Ateba, Edasi. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Obani Yeti, we didn't decide as a friend. Hello? Hello? Well, hello? Well, hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm actually Solomon.
Okay, okay, Yeti Chief.
Na no fe power sa se se wa chima no be no. Mama mo ne e be je na ma so.
Ya da so pani, ya da so pa.
Men cheche ma de mo ko kwa bia koka. Na ka kama kana se. Eno nya mi ni ni. Kumata sante kotoko pele ni ko e wudi kampo. Na so ka se so a. Ataki ni bi chimpa ya mo ko ogu mi che ko ka te ogu mi se. Ene okuku ko dupuku. Mo na ti o mo no. And I'm going to say we just want to be for our attacker. What is your Alexander What we had and we got the time. Well, we just a good Brazil support us and support it in the Brazil support us, you know. And the selection of the players, you know, Alexander and you come on. We just put in a course and put it into some party. You know, and the same time when the two people in the Saturday, I got the part of the recording of Casa and give it to the police. I'm meant to be not breaking here and going down the financial through the other share. I don't know. Okay. No, let the man support us on Master. And then
you. Already, I tell you that's hello. Hello. Dum radio ni angaza o chief. Mr. Masubu. Dum radio ni angaza wa chief etonga. Hello. 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 Okay, over friend.
Hello. Hello.
Who got a friend?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Opa, yet you, Bajo.
Patel. It's
Yo, I want Tish Yakra, yet you. Okay, yet you.
I'm Patron, but Asabiane. Patron, the swimming tea Asabiane, and I out.
Go ahead, yet you.
Protocol, Martina or Ballon.
Metiopa. Go ahead, do TV ni Angazambajo.
Nana, the third protocol, independent. If you know, Omnia, for the Pia, no matter draw. I'm a part with what.
You open your tears with us. Hello. Hello. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Bacho Etio. Nyamiadum, Unzwe. Odin de Sao Casafre. Etio.
Hello.
Opani Dumu TV ni Angasawa, Mr.
Hello.
Dumu TV ni Angasa Chief. Well, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can Kakra. I'm also almost election. And you did a good, and answer with Madame.
Yeah, Frost, I got a friend. Oh, okay. Hello. Okay, hello. Yes, we are my last call away. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
But I'm what to say.
Nyamia Domonso.
Yeah, Boko. Damasi Suna Dumapa Moye.
Yeah,
can say, yeah, Cotoconi has no. If you be a woman near no. Me born bicycle move back continue corrugation, including Adiama. Because to make a him, you know, I'm more Ghana. Parallel in Tanaho, sir, King Dia, only a Dia Mefa League in Venism. Namara can Tanaho, 13 Dia only being put with the Dia now one be magic League in Venism. The Ghana Hano. Krimudeni, the Tessa, the Queen players, and the name teams at a film. In Colani League, no many bomb, so say, Common Guyasia, on Bertolo.
Yo, but yes, that's young Fafuni segment in Isiana, Yamramo birthdays in Suna. Runs for Mammy Emmanuel Amwako. Emmanuel Amwakone birthday. So, Emmanuela, I am a happy birthday from Regan Brobin, wish Emmanuel Amwako a happy birthday. So from my Mabarantian event was Saya Tobra Leonard no. From Fellas Delete. As a birthday wish to Saya Tobra Leonard from your own biological mother, Madame Ajo. And Madame Ajo is always Sheneba, fine boy. Saya Tobra Leonard, a happy birthday pa. Okay. George Otua Champon, aka Sofu Biggie, a neo birthday. We a big social media influencer. Sports team no, Sompa sports team no. Yeah, wish you happy birthday pa and I mean shirao. Now on tunko na mne bibianya kama pa Sofu Biggie. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so yeah from Emanuela, hadudona from Ella. What te kwada so dwenase. yama happy birthday pa Emanuela and your birthday I wish you happy birthday Momfa happy birthday to Sir Quadia Crystolite who dunkwanfum obaba ultimate is mono mami a course omze omo wish you happy birthday pa nti momfa agora to so mame Sir Quadia Crystolite yes o dunkwanfum na mame ne papa nyina omzo omo wish happy birthday ne papa even ultimate and na mame even mame a course and you ye Sir Quadia Crystolite no dunkwanfum happy birthday to you. A happy birthday to Rich Prestige Enterprise from Nana Komia, Adum Hazada House. Also, for birthday wish you Emma Rich Prestige Enterprise on our from Nana Komia, our Adum Hazada House. Happy birthday to you, Rich. From Upper Patience or NS, and I wish Nana Ousujumo. Yes, happy birthday, pa. Also, my beloved bestie. May the good Lord bless and protect you always. Continue to be a good partner. Okay, any birthday nti Enoch Ousu Jomo yama happy birthday pa nyame nhyira na onyo kese. Okay. Enti yegina so ne ade asia nyankopon ya adom ochena ye besen hye ye konkran Sompa 106.5 FM na ya go fa wi aprem to breakers ye bone de abremo nyame ya adom ochena ye besen hye ya kram Sompa 106.5 FM na ya